Hey everybody, happy Friday.
Happy Friday, everyone.
We're glad to be back. It's been 2 weeks since we've been here and we missed you guys. So here we are, we're back. We had Thanksgiving last week and then we had the cruise, Eric's 50th birthday cruise before that, which has been 2 years in the making. It was supposed to be 2020 and we all know what happened there. And 2021 rescheduled, again, shut down, and it finally happened in 2022 and it was awesome.
It happened. It was awesome. We went to Cabo San Lucas.
And we have the shirts to prove it.
And I'm watching my phone a little bit here because I've got an agent who's having trouble with a key, and I've got a neighbor over there trying to help her out.
That's why we're a couple minutes late.
That's why we're a couple minutes late. We had a key emergency. Yes,
and sometimes people say, "Oh, realtors, all you do is open doors." Well,
not always.
Sometimes it's harder than you think. So we're also, speaking of the cruise, we're wearing our Carnival Cruise medallions. And you can't buy these. You have to win them in competitions such as the trivia competition that we won ours in. And we actually, between the four of us, we were with our friends Blaine and Phyllis, we all won Carnival Cruise medallions and trivia championships on the cruise.
We were parading around the ship like idiots, all wearing our cruise carnival medallions.
We didn't look like idiots.
Well, you know.
I'm sure everyone else was jealous of our...
Yes, they were, because we were beating the pants off them in trivia.
Well, we were, quadruple trivia champions, and we won trivia championships such as, what was it, classic rock? What else did we win?
70s music trivia, classic rock trivia, 90s, not music, just 90s, general knowledge trivia. We did not win the Harry Potter trivia challenge.
Well, we were just there to get seats for the... what was it? The TV jingles? Was that another one? Or,
TV show theme song. Yes.
Also, shout out to our travel agent, Ginny, who hooked us up, rebooked the cruise several times for us, and gave us lots of helpful tips and information and got us a great deal on the cruise.
Yes.
So thank you, Ginny. And thank you to our good friends, Blaine and Phyllis, for rebooking with us over and over again.
Yes.
And Blaine was kind of the team leader on the medallion project. So.
Yes, he was determined that all four of us earn medallions, and we did.
And it happened.
And someday this thing's going to be worth, a good $4.
I was going to say $5, but. So the cruise was awesome. One thing I wouldn't do again, I probably wouldn't cruise out of Long Beach again. I'm going to wait to cruise out of San Diego because, being from San Diego, it's so much more convenient. And the trek to Long Beach with all your stuff and your people trying to get on the cruise is a bit stressful. And then we got an email the night before that you're not allowed to park. We weren't going to be allowed to park at the parking garage that's right by the terminal.
This is all true.
Where we've always parked before. So we had to do this weird shuttle bus thing, which was rather inconvenient and confusing. But we've worked it out, and here we are back in San Diego.
Yeah, cruising out of San Diego is really cool when you're from San Diego because you get on the ship right there in San Diego Bay, and you get to depart right out San Diego Bay, which is a familiar trip if you've ever done the Hornblower cruise or ever
flagship hornblower, rented your own boat,
rented a boat,
been on a friend's boat,
right? And over the years we've been out the neck of San Diego Bay many times, and it's always kind of cool because you get to go buy all that stuff. And anyway, it's cool.
San Diego,
yeah. Drink it in.
So there's that dude who fell off the cruise ship in the Gulf of Mexico recently.
Yes.
And they found him after 15 hours.
20, yeah.
At first they said 15 and now 20. I'm not sure what the official record is, but he claims he doesn't remember falling off the ship.
Well, one of the things that happened to him that day was he won a contest on the ship. And instead of a medallion...
I wonder if he didn't get a medallion?
No, we got a free drink, which is probably not what that guy needed. Seemed like maybe it had a few too
Should have given him a medallion.
There's a Good Morning America interview with him, and he's a pretty entertaining guy. If you go look at that on YouTube, it's kind of cool to watch. I mean, he seems like a super nice guy. Definitely, glad he lived, and he seemed very grateful that he had. And it's one of those stories where just so lucky they found him. I mean, you're in the middle of the ocean and you're a speck, and they found him in the dark too.
Well, I don't know how you fall off a cruise ship. He says he doesn't remember. It seems like no matter how much you had to drink, you would remember falling off of a cruise ship. But I guess this guy didn't. And, you know, he must have been doing something he wasn't supposed to, because they make it pretty hard to, you know, go overboard. But this dude did.
Yes.
Did the person get in the house?
I don't know. So we have this listing in Scripps Ranch that we've had for a while. It's a great house, by the way, and it's a
really nice house.
And it's going to sell this weekend.
Yes.
This is the weekend. And we're good friends with Mike Wilbanks, who sometimes joins us.
He's our life insurance agent. We've been buying life insurance from Mike for, 20 years, and he's just an all-around good guy.
Life, long-term care, and disability, yes. And he lives right across the street, and there's an agent trying to get in. And so I I called him and asked him to go over and help her. It's one of these old-style locks. It's a weird lock. Most locks, well, no, you turn a lock counterclockwise to open it, right? Left. You put a key in, you turn. Yeah. Anyway, this is one of those locks, it goes like all the way around, and it doesn't feel like anything's happening. But once you go all the way around, you hit a stop, and then you keep turning the key, and the door just pops open at that point. And I was trying to talk her through it, and she wasn't able to do it, wasn't getting it. I'm not sure. Maybe somebody broke the lock. I don't know.
Well, Mike will figure it out. I mean, if it can be figured out, he'll figure it out.
He's a hell of a guy, yes.
Yeah. So, speaking of the market, I guess we should very briefly talk about the real estate market, because we're back in business. So let's talk about the market.
Yes, we're back to work. We never went out of business.
Okay. Well, back to work. Let's clear that up.
Yes. Yes, so the real estate market, as everyone knows, interest rates jumped up and the market slowed down. It slowed down. And because last week was Thanksgiving, it was kind of an interesting chart this week. If you go back and watch the San Diego, what's it called?
San Diego Market Watch.
Check
us out on YouTube.
I don't know the name of my own show. It's San Diego Market Watch. If you watch this week's episode, the graph is actually pretty interesting, because everything's skating along, although slowly. And then last week, it just drops right off. Like the number of new listings was half as much.
Everything was down.
Yeah, everything's down. Closings, pendings, new listings, homes for sale. So the bottom line with the real estate market is, despite the fact that rates are high, they did come down a little bit.
Yeah, so they've softened up a bit.
Bright spot. Just despite the fact that rates are higher, home prices they've come down some, but they're holding firm because there's nothing to buy.
People are holding out. They're just sitting on sitting on their homes and not selling for much less.
Yeah, sellers are determined to ride this thing out in a way that I've never experienced before.
They're holding the line.
We'll see what happens. How long can sellers hold the line? Can they hold the line long enough to, clear up the existing inventory, or, does it continue to slide, or do rates come down? Do they go up?
I'm hoping it's that thing, rates coming down. And Jerome Powell did say this week that they're planning to make the rate increases smaller. So, I guess that's good. But then he said the peak rate might be higher than we expected. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting situation, and we hope that it breaks one way or the other very soon, because the stalemate is frankly bad for business.
Yes. Also, last week though was Thanksgiving, and you have to really be wanting to buy or sell to be out and about doing real estate business.
Especially in a sluggish market.
Right.
But I will tell you that this week, there's been an increase in activity. We got 2 offers on the Scripps Ranch listing. The one in El Cajon is getting some love. The one in Mira Mesa is about to close. And then we've got our Carmel Mountain Ranch listing that's about to come back on the market.
we have a Carmel Valley listing that's coming up soon,
Oh,
too.
yeah.
This is a really nice house. In Carmel Valley, you did a San Diego neighborhood watch last week where you focused on Carmel Valley and checked, how have things changed since the peak. And Carmel Valley's been holding out better than some other areas.
It's an interesting thing about 92130. Even back in the 2008 collapse, that zip code went down less than any other zip code. It really held firm, and it's doing so here in this current market as well. That is the zip code that's just east of Interstate 5 in Del Mar. So it's just east of Del Mar. They've got proximal to the ocean, near Del Mar. Very, phenomenal schools. It just doesn't, it's almost bulletproof. Carmel Valley is almost bulletproof. And we just took a listing over there. It's a 4,000 square foot home, huge home. And it is an absolute pristine 1990 museum. There's been only 2 people living in this house since 1991, same folks. The carpets are original.
They're very meticulous about taking care of the home.
There's never been a shoe on that carpet. I have a feeling this listing is going to really create a buzz just because it's like walking into an episode of Miami Vice, and it's peach color and white tile. It's just, it's pristine. It's original, which, normally people go, ugh. But I don't know. This one is. It's
a lot
different.
of the time you think original means kind of worn out, but these folks have taken really good care of it, and it's a cool house.
All right, she's in. She's in. We can relax.
Thank you, Mike, once again.
Yes.
I'm
going to reply to Mike right now.
Mike says open to no problem.
Thank you so much! Exclamation point. I am texting you live on Facebook. Okay,
so that's it for the real estate market, and we can stop worrying about...
Awesome! Exclamation point. Good luck with the open house, period. So this agent is holding an open house for us here at this. So this Scripps Ranch listing it's going to be open. I've got an agent holding it open tonight, and somebody's holding it open Saturday and Sunday. So it's going to be open. So
open house extravaganza.
If you're a buyer and you happen to be watching this, go see it, go buy it. Beautiful house.
And you can be neighbors with our good friend Mike, who, as you can tell, is awesome.
He's awesome.
We should put that in the listing description.
Neighbor is awesome.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Let's move
now
on.
we can stop watching the phone, and I can let this go. Which it happens sometimes. Somebody's liking. Somebody's got a like on. Who is that? Identify yourself.
That might be Mike.
It might be.
I can't tell.
He probably clicked in because I just told him. Anyway. All right. So
let's move on to holiday stuff.
Fun stuff.
Right.
Yes.
We've got our tree up. We actually went and got it the day before Thanksgiving, right after we got back from the cruise.
Yes.
Got it from Armstrong Nursery. Our friend Alice works there.
Yes.
She's been
Alice
there.
Cooper.
Alice Cooper, yes. Our friend
on.
Alice Cooper helped us get our Christmas tree, and there it is.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
So there's a lot of holiday stuff going on around town now. Tonight, I believe, starts December Nights at Balboa Park.
Right.
Which is a holiday extravaganza. They've got decorations, entertainment, free entry to various attractions, photos of Santa, food and vendors.
It's a really awesome festival, but I would recommend getting dropped off there. Take an Uber. Don't try.
Yeah, Mike says Alice is awesome.
Yes, Alice
that's true.
is awesome.
We love Alice.
Yeah, don't try and park down there. That's a bad idea.
And I got to be honest, we've only been to December Nights one time, and it was great, but the parking was a problem.
And we're not huge crowd people.
No, we're kind of more.
We will do crowds if it's an amazing event like Elton John.
Well, live music, that's pretty much the one thing that I'm okay with being in a crowd for.
Or a cruise ship.
Yeah.
I think that's something else. Have we talked to them since we saw Elton John? I don't remember.
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we did. I don't remember. Anyway, Elton John was awesome.
Yes, he was.
Our friend Jennifer was there too. So as long as we're, giving shout outs to our friends.
Jennifer Myers was there?
Yeah, she was there.
Oh, okay. And we went to her. Okay, so, all right. We went on the cruise 5 days. We got back from the cruise, and the whole world was still...
It was a few days we felt like we were still on a ship.
And my stomach was just it was in turmoil from all of the bad food and drinking.
Well, the food was good.
No, yeah, the food wasn't bad. It tasted good, but I just ate too much of it.
Right.
And in my younger years, I could eat whatever I wanted and no problem really. But as I get older, I have to be really careful. I cannot overeat because it's bad. Anyway, we got back from the cruise on the 22nd, and we already had family showing up in town for Thanksgiving. So we get home, we shower, we change, we immediately go down to La Mesa to see my sister and her 2 kids so our teens can see their cousins. And we're exhausted, but we made that happen. And then that same night was Jennifer's birthday.
Downtown at the Shout House.
The Shout House.
Dueling pianos.
Down in the gas lamp. And if you like dueling pianos and lots of crowds and noise, go to the Shout House. But we were only able to hang for a drink or two at that event because we had just had it at that point.
Well, we appreciated the invitation, and we were glad to see Jennifer and wish her happy birthday.
If you invite us to your birthday party, we'll show up. If we just came off a 5-day cruise and aren't feeling so hot, we might not stay very long, but we will show up. And we did.
Yes.
And so we did that, and then the 23rd we got the tree and more family stuff, and then the 24th was Thanksgiving, and we got food for Thanksgiving from Chef Ricky.
We're going to do another shout out.
Another shout out.
Shout out Friday.
Chef Ricky Fierro. He's got a meal prep business, and I wish I should have written down the website. If you want to know, ask us. Awesome food.
He did our Thanksgiving dinner,
yes.
So you go and pick it up, and you heat it up in your oven. They've got the instructions.
Right. And they would have delivered it for an additional $20. I opted to go pick it up, and
that's a pretty good deal though too. Maybe next year we'll have it delivered.
For $189, we fed 11 people Thanksgiving dinner.
And the food was really good too. There was like a whole turkey, and there was salmon. We don't eat turkey, so we got the salmon, and the salmon was really good.
The mac and cheese of the turkey. She did too.
I don't remember eating the turkey, so it doesn't count.
All right.
It might have been late at night.
It might have been. I went in the kitchen. I'm like, "What are you doing?"
You're
She's
telling.
like, I'm sorry.
You're telling everyone.
I'm sorry. Anyway,
all right.
Maybe I dreamed it. I think I just dreamed it.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I don't. You're right.
Okay. If I don't remember it, it doesn't count. Okay.
It's not a lie if you believe it.
That's right. Okay, so I have a little bit of a soapbox moment. We've been out and about a lot lately, and it's the holidays, and there's a lot of hustle and bustle. And I've noticed, and I know you've noticed too, a lot of grouchy people.
Oh, God.
And, come on, folks, don't be grouchy. People need to have maybe just a little bit of a sense of humor.
Take it down a notch out there.
Right.
Be kind to each other.
Right.
There's a lot of the parking lots are crowded, the stores are crowded. Costco gas station is crowded. I mean, you just got to know when you leave the house, it's gonna be crowded. It's gonna be busy.
And people are gonna do weird stuff.
Yeah.
And you just kind of have to laugh it off as much as possible.
Yes.
And
give your fellow humans a little grace this holiday season.
And yourself too.
Yeah. I mean, give yourself permission to just, if somebody's blocking the aisle at Costco, just wait. Just chill. Just chill.
Just be cool.
There's nothing that's worth, getting into a scuffle with a fellow human over, a bag of chocolate chips at Costco.
Well, maybe chocolate chips.
Well,
I didn't know there was a problem with chocolate chips.
Well, anyway.
Yes,
okay. There's a lot of that going on. So just, be cool out there.
Yes,
everybody be cool. This might be a long show. We've got a lot to catch up on and a lot to talk about and a lot of soapboxes to get on. I didn't grab those name tags from over there.
Oh no. We'll get to that later.
All right.
Okay, so remember how we talked about San Diego's new electric mini street sweeper and how there was a competition to name it? We talked about this a couple weeks ago. It was a while ago. So yeah, San Diego has a new electric mini street sweeper. And so the city held a competition where people would submit names for the street sweeper. So 1,000 people voted, or no, they submitted Okay, let me start over. 1,000 people submitted suggestions for names for the mini street sweeper.
Okay.
And it was a month-long contest, and they finally chose a name. So the name of the street sweeper is
Okay.
Sweep E.
Sweepy?
All in caps. SWEEP-E. Now, I don't know who is in charge of picking it. They didn't say, nobody said, again, I don't want to get on a rant about the media, but they didn't say how it was chosen.
Right.
So I was, that wasn't my favorite.
It's a lazy choice.
Yeah. So some other suggestions that I mentioned before that I thought were all better ones that were the folks on Reddit were suggesting were George Brush.
That's a good one.
Sweep Caroline.
See, that's
and Sweeping Beauty.
Oh, see.
All I think better than Sweep E, but nobody asked me.
Sweepy.
So, yeah. Anyway.
I think George Brush was pretty good.
George Brush.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. But they're not going to name it that.
Those are all okay. So Sweeping Beauty and what was the other one?
Sweep Caroline.
Sweep Caroline. that one. Those are both winners right there. Those are both winners. Sweepy. Naming committee, you were lazy.
Yeah. Next time, ask us. We'll make a better choice.
Sweet Caroline.
Okay, so are you tired of talking about Wallet Hub surveys?
Well,
and frankly, I don't know how the folks at Wallet Hub can think of any more surveys, because we've been doing this for years and talking about Wallet Hub surveys, and they just keep coming up with new things to do surveys about.
Well, they need clicks.
Yes. Well, they've done another one, and this one was the top 10 best cities for singles.
Ooh.
Yeah, so the criteria they looked at were share of single population, online dating opportunities, and average price for a two-person meal, among some other stuff.
Okay.
So San Diego, among top cities in the U.S., number 9. So it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good place to be single. I've never been single in San Diego.
Me either. I wouldn't know. Seems like it'd be a pretty sweet spot to be single.
Oh yeah, I'd go to the beach, or go get some tacos, go get some craft beer. Or there's all kinds of things you could do.
Yeah, tons of stuff to do in San Diego.
So number 1 was Seattle.
Okay.
Number 2, Madison, Wisconsin.
All right. Never
been there, but okay. Number 3, Denver, Colorado.
I hear Denver's pretty sweet.
Yeah, okay. Number 4, San Francisco.
To be single, huh?
I guess.
Okay.
So what's the city they always... Wallet Hub always has one city in its top contenders. It's number 5.
Oh,
I'll just say it.
Thank you.
It's Portland. You know how they always have Portland in the top? I'm not quite sure, but one of the founders must be from Portland or something.
In Portland?
I don't know where they're headquartered. I need to check that out. So the worst ones, let's go to the worst cities. Brownsville, Texas. Never been there. Glendale, California.
I can't imagine that'd be too fun to be single in Glendale.
And then the very worst city to be single in is Warwick, Rhode Island. And maybe it's hard to be single there because nobody ever heard of it.
Well,
have you ever heard of Warwick?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and I've actually been there.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about.
No, Rhode Island is very, very small, as most people probably know. My mother was born in Rhode Island.
I know your mother.
Yeah, you know my mother.
I do, yes.
Yeah, she was born in Rhode Island and lived there until she was, I believe, 10 or 11 years old, and they moved out to California. So one summer we did go back east, and we went to Rhode Island to visit the family out there, and I met a lot of my, cousins and second cousins. They were all named Petey and Polly and Vinny and...
Did you have anybody named Guido?
Probably.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think so. Because my mother's side of the family is all Italian, and they're from Rhode Island. Before that, Italy. And so Warwick is... Yeah, I mean, Rhode Island doesn't seem like a real exciting place to be a swinging single.
Well, apparently that's the worst city if you're single.
What I really remember about Rhode Island, aside from the loud talking Italian family, was good food.
Okay, well.
Seafood. Lots of seafood. Rhode Island is only, I think, it's very small, but it has 200 miles of coastline because it's so rocky and craggy and curvy. So
interesting.
There's a lot of coastline.
All right, well, I guess rocky coastline is not good if you're single.
I guess not. It's probably kind of cold too. I don't know. This is a subject that you and I don't know much about.
Rhode Island?
No, being single.
No, I met you like a couple days after I turned 19, and then I think I moved in with you like the next week or something.
Yeah, I got my
You
hooks
gave me a key to your house like 3 days later.
I got my hooks into you pretty good.
In hindsight, it seems kind of weird to give your girlfriend a key to your house 3 days after you meet her, but it seems to have worked out because, 7 years later or whatever, here we are.
I knew I had a winner on my hands.
Well, okay, so let's move on to where a man in North Carolina has assembled what he believes to be the world's largest collection of hot sauce.
Ooh.
Yeah, this dude, Vic Klinko, and I like that name. That's fun to say, Vic Klinko.
Klinko.
Yeah, Klinko. Klinko!
Yes.
Give me some of your hot sauce.
All right.
Right. So he has 11,000 bottles of hot sauce. And he started collecting them 26 years ago, which makes the hot sauce, some of it probably you wouldn't want to eat, but anyway. So he is in contact with Guinness to make it official. It's not official yet, world's largest collection, but he believes it is. So somebody asked him what makes hot sauce great. And he says that you need simple ingredients like garlic, onion, chili pepper, vinegar, and salt.
Those are the ingredients in hot sauce.
Yes. And I am not a huge hot sauce fan. Guilty confession here, but usually my hot sauce of choice is La Victoria taco sauce.
I know, it's like just a little inch above ketchup.
But reading about Vic Klinko reminded me of many years ago when someone gifted us it was like a 3-pack of different Tabascos. And one of them was Chipotle Tabasco.
That was good.
And I had forgotten that I really liked it, and now I want some. So if anybody finds Chipotle Tabasco in a store, let me know where it is.
You could probably find it.
Yeah, I need some of that.
When I was a kid, there was only one kind of Tabascos. I mean, there was really only one kind of hot sauce, and it was Tabasco, and it was only one flavor.
Tabasco flavor?
Mm-hmm. Hot.
Okay. So last night we
Klinko.
were... Yeah.
I want to say that one.
Vic Klinko.
I just want to say that one more time. Klinko. Yeah. All right.
Okay, Vic Klinko. Happy holidays to you, Vic Klinko, and your 11,000 bottles of hot sauce. So last night we were hanging out. It was Thursday, and sometimes we have a couple cocktails and discuss world events and history and stuff. And we were talking about how holiday shopping has changed over the years.
It sure has.
And we were talking about the heydays of the mall because we both remember that.
Yes.
You were you a supervisor, or what was your title at Miller's Outpost?
Well, for those who don't remember, because you're not old enough, or maybe you've forgotten, there was a store that was in it was in most malls that I know of on the West Coast, and it was called Miller's Outpost, and they sold jeans. Levi jeans were the staple of Miller's Outpost, and whatever other fashions were in vogue at the time. And when I was 17, I got a job there. So that was this, I believe it was, maybe I was only 16. It was the summer of 1987. I got a job there, and I was just a jean folder at that time.
My friend Angela also worked at Miller's Outpost, and she shared horror stories with me about the jeans wall.
Yes, there was a wall of jeans. It was cubes and every different size. And before you could go home at night, the jeans wall had to be perfect. They were the standard operating procedure at Miller's Outpost was that all the 501 jeans, the wall was the shrink to fit 501s.
Okay.
And they had to be perfect. There was a certain way you had to fold them, and there was a certain way you had to stack them, and they had to be stacked according to size, and they had to look perfect. You go into like a Kohl's or anything now, and they just, oh my God, it makes my head spin how messy they let those stores be, because that never would have flown at Miller's Outpost in 1987. I went to work for them in 1987. I became the head cashier at that store in Hanford, and then when I moved up to Humboldt County to the store in Eureka, they made me a floor supervisor. So yeah, I went.
And I'm sure I was in your store because I was like 14 years old going to the mall at that time, and you would have been like 21 or something. So I guess it's.
Well,
I probably shopped.
No, not 20. I would have been like 19 or 20. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So maybe I would have been a little bit younger, but
it was 1989 and 90 that I was there.
Okay, so
whatever.
I would have been like 12.
Okay.
Well, so it's a good thing we didn't meet then.
Probably a good thing we didn't hook up then. Yeah.
Okay, so we had this discussion, and then you went up in the attic and found your Miller's Outpost name tags.
I did,
Yeah,
yes.
so do you want to go get those?
Yeah, here, I'll just unplug my, well, no, I can't do that.
You're not wearing the one you can unplug. All right. Sorry, folks. We're having a technical moment
This is a production faux pas here.
Okay, I'll just hold this. Now I have two
Oh
microphones.
boy, Nathan, I lost the little fuzzy thing to the microphone.
All right.
It's in my shirt.
Okay, well, just go get your. Don't worry about the fuzzy thing. Here, I'll put this fuzzy thing back. So I want to take a minute to ask everyone, what is your favorite Christmas lights display in San Diego? Ours is Fairway Village, which is right around the corner. Oh, I didn't have a minute to talk about that. But anyway, put in the comments your favorite Christmas lights display in San Diego. Ours is Fairway Village, partly because we can walk to it from our house.
I'm not going to bother hiding my cord for the rest of the
everyone's
show
seen
because you
your
don't
cord
want to
now.
see me stuff my hand up my shirt. So yes, Miller's Outpost originally it was like a Western theme.
Silly. Here, I'm going to put it.
Yes.
It says,
Howdy,
I'm Eric.
Howdy, I'm Eric. That's how I started at Miller's Outpost.
Howdy, partner.
And if you recall, the TV commercials were two cowboys named Homer and JR.
Okay.
And it was all about selling jeans. And then Miller's Outpost became a little more fashionable. We started selling Guess jeans and Swatch watches.
I don't like this one as much. I like the Sheriff Star
We moved
better.
to that sort of thing. And then by the time I was done, this is all warped. And, yeah.
This is even worse. Why
had-
didn't they stick with the Sheriff Star? That's the
I don't
best
know.
one.
And I couldn't, I had one that said floor supervisor. I don't know what happened to that one. I mean, this is all warped from being up in the attic for 30 years. But yeah, Miller's Outpost, that was a good job. It really was a fun job. And I learned a lot about a lot of different things there, because they were meticulous about everything. There was a manual, standard operating procedure, and you didn't deviate from that.
I like that. I like a
Yes.
standard operating procedure.
Right. And I don't know what happened. I mean, you can still buy Levi's jeans, but you don't see them as much. I don't know. Levi.
Not as big of a thing.
No, I mean, in America, Levi's were huge for 100+ years, and I don't know. People don't really.
We talked about, what was it, the jeans, I want to say jeans paleontologist, but that's not right. It was the person who found the jeans in the old cave.
Oh, the archaeologist.
Yes, the jeans archaeologist.
We talked about that a few weeks ago.
Right.
I think we're going to bore the living.
We should probably go away now.
Yes.
So you're cooking something in the kitchen, and it
Stir
smells
fry,
pretty good.
yeah.
Yes, stir fry fried.
Fried rice.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you going to mix in the fried rice?
Broccoli, carrots, green onion, garlic, and tofu.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm getting hungry, and people are probably getting tired of hearing us ramble on. So maybe we should get on with it.
Yes. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, folks,
Thanks
yes.
for watching later. I hear a lot of you watch later. We appreciate that. Like, share, subscribe, and comment.
Yes. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.